Welcome to Woodside Off-Grid. Learn, build, and survive. I have a long video for you today, around 12 minutes, but I think you'll find it very, very interesting. I'll let the video speak for itself. I originally did it when I was making the mold for the earth oven. So let's get to it. Corey Francis here. Welcome to Woodside Off-Grid. Learn, build, survive. That's the series I have I'm starting up, and this is a continuation of some of the work I'm doing on my earth oven, or Dutch oven, whatever you want to call it, made of clay, rock, and basically sand. Maybe I'll add fire brick. I'm not quite sure. I like to keep it totally 100% earth natural, but we'll see about the fire brick. Anyway, you'll be able to know from the other pictures I uploaded, the cracks and stuff we have here. This is the first coat, okay? This is the first coat we put on of just a pure clay sand mix, 1 part to 2 part. 1 part is 1 5-gallon bucket, remember, of clay, and 2 buckets, 2 parts of sand, screened at 1/4 inch. And anyways, I just got back from doing some chores, and I noticed that it's good, because it's like when you touch it for the next, this is the first layer on here. We're going to put another 2, possibly 3, plus patches. Right now we're going to do some patches. You want to start with the first layer like I have, a thin one, and it's going to crack. 100% it's going to crack. Don't worry about it. These cracks are about, 1/4 inch or a little bigger. I'm just going to plug them, as you can see right under. Well, it's hard to see from that, but you can see the sand where I put the sand under this, right? And that's how we mold it. This is actually the inside of the oven, but you can look and you can actually see the sand there. And this thing just kind of shrunk where it dried and fell down because of gravity. And we're going to plug these holes first a little bit. I don't want to add too much more, because I want this, it should feel like leather, okay? Spongy, right? Not soupy or anything, not super hard. And then you're able to put another whole coat on. So I want to patch this and then work on doing a complete coat, which will take probably about, well, 1 full wheelbarrow load of 1 bucket, 1 part, 2 part, and then probably half of another to do another layer. Anyway, let's get patching this a little bit. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. Got myself a little shovel. Works great just to pick some up with one hand and kind of locate it where you want to patch. And these cracks, you want to push it deep in there, okay? You want to make sure you get your patch deep inside these cracks, because this one here is totally separated up here. It's about what? I don't know, that coat's about 3/4 inch thick, I think, up here. And it totally separated as it slid down and dried from the sun today. So if you like playing in muck, this is a great thing to do. There you go. There's my cob, just 1 part sand. You see some straw in here. It's not straw, it's grass. When I picked the clay out, I wasn't too fussy. I just shoveled it. You can kind of pick that out when you pick your clay, but I didn't. So anyway, I'm going to start patching this. You want to push it in good, or pad it, whatever they call it, right? They call it padding, right? You want to get all the oxygen or any air out of it. So you kind of pad it, tap it into all the, so the crack is full. And again, it's pretty satisfying playing in mud myself. So if they ever tell you, don't ever tell your kids that there's nothing to learn from playing in mud, because I love playing in mud. I'm 56 now, and I'm still playing in mud, and I did it when I was a kid, real young. And it's a life lesson. It really is, because I'm making a earth oven out of mud, basically, playing in mud. So here we play in mud. Don't be in a hurry. This is not a rush project at all. I don't know how many hours I get into it. A lot, for sure. I don't want to get this hand dirty, because I kind of want to be able to use the camera and turn it off. But that's the hardest part about this, showing people, is trying to not ruin my stuff, right? You want to make sure it's pliable enough to get in them cracks. So If you know Play-Doh, I would say that it's a little more pliable than that, as you can see. So I want to be able to get it in the cracks. Good. So when I put on my next layer, I don't basically continue with the problem I have now, and that's these cracks. I want them fixed, and I want solid clay to mold for my oven. And I want it to just take a couple minutes and show everybody what I plan to do as it cracks. And as we move towards that third layer, possibly four, we'll see how thick it is, how good it is, how good it holds crack. And why I'm doing this, I can explain to the viewers too that the important thing about this whole project is really this piece of sand. Because I was amazed at the amount of science and physics, if you will, that goes into this, from how it burns, how the smoke leaves the front of the door, to, the width, the hollow inside the oven, the width, to the height of the top of the pyramid, let's call it. The importance of consistency and taking your time to mold that first sand that you're going to build your clay over, which is going to be the inside of your oven, which is going to be then covered with outer layers of other cob, which will include straw for strength. Once you have your burner part done, which is not, you don't want straw because that'll burn and leave holes and stuff and make it weak. You don't want to do that. But it's incredible, like I said, the amount of science that went into it and study. Not by me. I just did the research and gracefully took everybody else's hard work that they've done over the years, going way back when they first made earth ovens. But if you don't do your research and basically, when you're building it, respect that everything is relative. Everything's related, from the depth of the inside of your oven, to the height, to the width, to the actual width and height of your door, and the thickness of your cob, just your clay and your sand, and then the importance of your insulation for heat outside of that. It's all relative. And when you change that, I was shocked to learn that when you change up, let's say the height, I dropped the height by 2 inches because I add my brick inside. That's going to affect everything. How quick it heats up, how it smolders, how it smokes, how it cooks different things, from pizza to roast to bread to whatever. And I'll get into that a little more later. I'll do videos and I'll show you how you're not stuck on the sweet spot, okay? If you make a mistake, or even myself when I did this, I tried just study as much as I could and hit that sweet spot, which is really 34-inch bottom open cavity of your oven, okay? Your burner part, and you want to keep it consistent. That pyramid here, the more it's consistent, if it's all, round perfectly at that 34, it's great. And perfect, that's a sweet spot. The other sweet spot is 21 inches inside height, and then 17 inches wide, your door, based on that 34 criteria, and I believe 11 to 12 inches high. And it's a real small tolerance there for it to heat properly, meaning you don't want to use a whole bunch of wood, waste your wood heating it up. It heats longer, it doesn't heat properly if you don't respect, all them, I guess, dependencies on each other when it comes to the size of the door, the width, the height, and all that. So anyway, yeah. I love the yabber, so don't mind that. Why I'm doing stuff, try to explain it. Some of the work I've done so far on this is very, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest, I don't know how it's gonna work. All my research says that it has to work, that this baby will mold solid like a rock, turn white eventually. After when I get my 3 or 4 layers done here, and I do it properly, the way you're supposed to go is that it should turn white when it totally dries in 7 days or 14, depending on humidity, depending on heat, depending on a lot of things. And you can even do some tricks like firing. Well, no, you can't fire yet. I mean, you got to wait 2 weeks, around 2 weeks, depending on your weather, humidity, and all that, to dig out your sand. And this should be knock hard. This should, like right now, this is like leather, leather. It kind of pushes, right? That'll allow you to put your next layer on safely, okay? So that it doesn't compromise the stability of your original layer. But in order to remove the sand, you got to make sure that tap, it's hard. All right? And because once you start adding other layers on the outside, like the cob I mentioned earlier, it could sacrifice all your work if this thing is not dried properly, all your layers first, or you try to dig out your sand, the whole thing could collapse. So that's very important. Don't be in a hurry. I'm not. Well, I am. I can't stand it. But I also know how much work it took me to develop the base, to develop this dome, and to get that first layer on. A complete day just to mold the sand and put that first layer on. It was crazy because I wanted to do it as best I can. Respect the geometry of the sweet spot of the earth oven, what's been proven over time. So I tried to match that exactly. I come close. I don't think exactly because I might be off an inch or two, but we'll see when it's all said and done. So yeah, and I don't know why. I should use more of this instead of less, actually. But anyway, we're up at 11 minutes, and that's probably, I don't want to get it boring for people, but kind of want to explain some of the stuff I was doing. Yeah, so we'll leave it there for now. And remember, stay free. And with the world as crazy as it's getting and the governments, it could very well mean that off-grid may be your most reasonable way forward. Everybody take care till next time. In the next episode, we will be firing up the stove for the first time. Please review episodes 1 to 3 to see how we got to this point.